out of apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? You are tuning in to Apartment 5B podcast, hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad in effect with me, in effect as always. As always, ladies first. Porsche, what's going on, miss?
Not a whole lot, Kill. Good to be here.
I see you got that. It was written in the background now.
Yeah.
Okay. I see you shifting and moving things over there. Okay, I see you. Vern, what's going on, good brother?
Glad to be here. Welcome back, Master P.
Right, you know what I mean? Everybody, I cashed that P. We good now. We good. She's back in effect. The Cash App went through. The Zelle went through. Whatever she uses in Canada, the money went through. She's good now. Grell, what's going on, good brother?
What's good? Happy to be here as always.
All right, no doubt. I see you got the Biggie and the Nas too. Y'all cut from the same cloth over there. I see y'all. JR, what's going on, good brother?
What's going on? Good to be here.
No doubt. Y'all know me. Let's jump right into it. This week, we are chopping it up about 1989. One of the most popular shows this year was the 88 show. We wanted to start talking about different years, things that happened, to kind of be put into a time capsule for a lot of the younger viewers who may not know and not really respect the 80s like that. And to be, just a reminder for all us old heads how it was in 89 and all the great things. I think we kind of walked away saying 88, in our opinions, is the greatest year of hip-hop and R&B. But that's not to say 89, 90, and the other years as we continue to go up the ladder aren't going to be dope years too. And as we do this, we'll start to see the trends start to shift in the culture and everything like that too. So today we're talking about 1989. Like my brother Chuck D said, 89 a number, another summer. Get down with the funky drummer. Like one of the greatest songs ever, Fight the Power. So 1989 is what we're chopping it up about today. We're looking at our the Dopest album from 1989. For Porsche, she's going to talk about her favorite album too. We're going to talk about slept on albums that if you want to do the research about 89, like these are the 5 albums that you should listen to. We're going to talk about who's the dopest MC at that time, who's the slept on MC, who's the dopest producer, who's the slept on producer, memories of 89, and we also going to do some R&B if people have it. Porsche, why don't you set us off as always? What is the most important album or the dopest album from 1989?
Okay, so for me, and I have like an entire list. And you just told me like 2 minutes ago that I need to trim it down to 1. So I'm going to go with, and I always talk about her, but I'm going with MC Lyte's Eyes on This album.
Eyes on This, okay.
So I love her. I love her first 3 albums I personally love. And yeah, Eyes on This was a dope follow-up to her debut. So again, I just love that Lyte was able to hold her own in a predominantly male culture, especially in 89, 88. You know what I mean? Like back in the 80s. So for me, I think that one is easily the one that sticks out. And it was the first one I wrote down anyway. So I'm very comfortable with that. MC Lyte.
What's your favorite song off that album?
I have to, and I know Kill, you're not really a fan of singles on albums, but I love Cha Cha Cha.
Nah. Let me just to that. The reason why I'm never saying that the single can't be the dopest song. I just know my homegirl Maya used to call people who do that quote makers. Like, it's just easy to say the single is your favorite. But the great thing about the 80s was the singles were dope. You know what I mean? So it's not like I don't have anything against anybody saying this single was the best song, because a lot of the times they were. You know, it's only when people pick the single and it's like you never listen to the album. That's the only reason when I say stuff like that. But not, I mean, Cha 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 was crazy. Like,
yes,
you can't get mad at anybody picking that joint.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I love her take on addressing those topics, and the way she did it in Cappuccino was just dope. So for me, yeah, those two are my favorites.
All right, now what was your favorite album? Because I know, is that your favorite album too?
Yes, it is also my favorite.
All right, so you're gonna bang it out like that. Here's the crazy thing. I'm looking at 89 and I'm like, yo, there's some heavy hitters out here. It ain't 88. It's not 88. And I want people to understand that just because it's not 88, nothing's ever gonna be 88. Like let's just stop that now. So we gotta lower that bar. We got, even on the R&B side, when I'm looking at the R&B that came out in 89, I was like, God damn, this was a huge drop from 88. Like a huge drop. But you don't think so? We'll get into that, JR, because I was struggling with some 89 albums here. I was struggling with some 89 albums here, but
really? Oh, okay.
I was
in comparison to 88.
In comparison to 88. I'll say this, in comparison to 88 and in general, but we will get that on the R&B tip. That's why we keep the R&B guru on tap. The first album, and this took me a while because I was gonna look. I was looking at 3 albums, and I'm like, they all could be, but I'm gonna have to go with what my brother Vern is wearing over there, right there, with 3 Feet High and Rising as the most important album of this year.
Important, yes.
Important, and I think it's the dopest album. When I just look back at all these other albums that I've written down, the one I always come back to the most is 3 Feet High and Rising. I think I love every song on this album except Me, Myself, Not. Just because it was a single and it was everywhere and MTV picked up on it and it just ran in the hole and I just hated it because of that. But I definitely think, oh snap, Gonzaga lost? Oh man, that's a hurt piece.
Good.
Right. I'm not rude, I'm just like, wow, that's a hurt piece right there. But I mean, this album, I never forget the first time I saw the video for Plug Tuning. It was just one of those, what the fuck is this moment? The video's in black and white. It looks like somebody shot, like anybody shot it. And what are they talking about? Potholes in my lawn at Daisy Age and all that.
Yeah,
and then just getting this album. And I mean, Prince Paul, I want to say this is the first time that we had interludes and skits and just everything. And it was just nothing like this album to me. It's an incredible album. De La to me is a top 5 hip hop group ever. I'm not mad at anybody who ever says they're the most important group ever. Just an incredible album. I'm sure Vern will speak on it even more because I'm assuming that's going to be his album too. So Vern, I'll pass the mic to you. Good bro.
All right. Check 1, check 2. No, but it's funny, man. Without De La Soul, there's no native tongue. I mean, that opened a whole new lane for regular dudes like myself to really embrace hip hop. And like you said, man, the video for Potholes in My Line, I'm down in Atlanta, and so the only view we have of New York is videos, and all we ever saw was the bricks, Brooklyn, Bronx, all that stuff. See Amityville and China and Jet dancing with the cue cards and stuff. I was like, man, that's a whole new world. It's like they were aliens in a sense, man. And so that album is very important for a number of reasons. But since you chose that, I'm gonna say D.O.C. No one can do it better.
Bro done got up and left. You done made bro get up and leave, man.
That's why I'm glad I'm the R&B head.
Man,
bro done got up and left.
Man, I mean, bro, from top to bottom, I was listening to it today. Dude, I mean, Dre was in his bag. D.O.C. was in his bag.
His bag.
Posse cut in their bag, man. Because you had NWA, but they weren't spitting like D.O.C., man. I mean, it was on a whole different level, and that album has aged so gracefully, man. I mean, it still sounds great. The lyricism sounds great. The beat sounds great, man. I was listening to Let the Bass Go today, man. My car was knocking.
The formula, when the formula dropped, oh my god, where's that? This is
funky,
just
funky enough. What's the song? Dang. So I'll leave right there so somebody else can have some time. But yeah, no one could do it better. And you know, if you think about it, how often does that album get mentioned when you talk about classic albums besides us?
So almost never. I don't think I've ever seen D.O.C's name brought up on the timeline about the music. If somebody says something about D.O.C, it'll be a conversation about Dre or something with them, and they'll be like, "Yo, D.O.C always be on Twitter. Ask D.O.C." So it's almost like now he just a nigga that asks about Dr. Dre, or he just a nigga that asks a question to. But it's never about that album, which was crazy because at that time, for people just watching who may not understand, this was during the time that a lot of East Coast, we didn't know about West Coast groups like that. You know what I mean? Like, D.O.C didn't have no Jerry curl. D.O.C didn't even sound like he was from LA. Truth be told, truth be told, on some real shit, I feel like if Eazy-E wouldn't have been in that video, I feel like you wouldn't have even known he was down with them. You know what I mean? You would have probably thought he was from New York the way he was spitting or whatever like that. Not knowing that he's from Texas and now that he's in LA with all of them or whatever like that. So yeah, incredible album, man. Incredible album. Very incredible album. Well, was that your number one pick?
So we doing best
the
and
one.
favorite.
Yeah, you can do best and favorite. Yeah.
Okay, so y'all said my two. I think 3 Feet High and Rising was the best album, 89. I mean, I always mention De La Soul.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it was like they're always a breath of fresh air from what everybody else doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Every time they come out, you know what I'm saying? They got really good timing on when they come out. Even Stakes is High, which came out in a weird time, but they were so defined on that joint that it was beautiful to me. You know what I'm saying? So, but 3 Feet High and Rise, I mean, it's one of the most important albums ever. And like Vern said, it was like they was aliens. Like, even to me, being in Philly, like they were just different. You know what I'm saying? And different is good in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's dope. So, and then my favorite though, man, D.O.C, man. I remember hearing that. I'm like, yo, this dude is spitting like he not even like formula. Like the formula is like a masterpiece of how to craft verses in a song. Like, he was spazzing, you know what I'm saying? All through that album, man. Like,
Portrait of a Masterpiece.
Bro, that part of Portrait of a Masterpiece, when he stops rapping and Dre be like, yo, why you stop, man? To catch my breath, man. You get it? Yeah, let's go. And he go smooth, and he goes right back into it. I was like, I love that interlude because he was just spitting so hard, man. You know what I mean? Mind blowing. Oh my God, that's probably my favorite song on there. Mind blowing. When he goes to that second verse, it's like end up. I would have been down with Rock, but I'd be rolled by the punks and make. Oh my! And then Peace the President coming with Vern. You said it. Dre was in his bag.
Yeah,
he was in his bag on that joint. He was in his bag on that, man.
I just listened to the Silvers today, and then I put on Funky Enough. Like, man, yeah.
Yo, and the fact that Dre used that in 1988 for it to come out in 89, like, bro, like, again, maybe for people who don't produce out there who's watching, let me explain to you how incredible that is. The way that Dre pulled out the Impeach the President on that second verse of Mind Blowing, crazy. It's just, this is what happens when you get two crazy talented people in the same room together. And that's it. It's funny because everybody's been asking me about cheesesteaks lately. And I'm like, it's about the bread and it's about the meat. It's the two things together. It's the same thing with a haircut. You can have a good haircut, but if your shape up is fucked up, it don't look right. You need both. You need a good shape up, a good haircut. You need a good bread, Amoroso bread. You need some good meat on that. Then the two come together. That's what this album was. This was like a D'Alessandro's cheesesteak. This was like incredible bread, incredible meat to come together, and you just got it. You got two people in their bag who just went to work, and just an incredible album. Just to say one more thing about De La, the other thing that shocked me with this was that it's 24 songs. I remember being 15 looking at an album like 24 songs. Like, God damn, I ain't never seen no 24 songs. And just every 3 is the magic number. Just Jennifer Taught Me, Ghetto Thing. I Know I Love You Better. Like, Say No Go. Like, yo, Oh my God, man! Like again,
It's a classic. It's a classic.
A classic all the way across the board. DJ Rec One, what's going on, good brother?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling?
I see you repping St. John's out there. Whose jersey is that?
That Felipe Lopez?
Or is that Mullen?
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson. Okay.
Oh, okay. I see you.
I mean, but we can go with Felipe too. Fuck it.
I'm just glad. I'm glad Mark stopped hating on the Warriors because it was getting bad. It was like, yo, can we stop having him call Warrior games, please? Because it's almost like your ex walking the Fridays and you got to serve her and her new boyfriend. Like please, let's stop having him call Warriors games. Like this is a punishment. Like, but neither here nor there. Brett, most important album from '89 or the dopest album, and your favorite album from 1989.
I think y'all probably already said it, man. My favorite is the D.O.C. I came in, y'all was talking about. I'm not gonna beat that dead horse because if you don't know, you need to know that.
Yeah,
that is a tragedy in itself, and the most beautiful thing you could ever see as far as music is concerned, based on what we could have gotten. And De La, I mean. It was,
the crazy thing with that accident rep was it's so weird because I remember being 15 or 14 and not understanding the accident.
Correct.
Meaning, it's like you got in a car accident and you fucked up your vocal cords. Like, you didn't break a leg, you didn't break ribs. Like, you got in a car accident and you can't rap no more. Like, I was confused as a kid. I'm still confused now. Like, did something crush your voice? Like, what happened? Because you never hear about that. You just hear that.
I think what might have happened was his throat might have hit the steering wheel or something on those lines. I don't think he had a seatbelt on.
Okay.
And your body's moving all over the place. So
right.
I think something like that might have happened. And we lost the possibility of a great one.
Man.
For real.
Can you imagine the second D.O.C. album around the time that Dre's making Niggas for Life? That would have sounded like?
Yeah, or if he would have bypassed it and held it because he knew what was going to happen and said, come to death row with me and say, fuck it.
Well, D.O.C. Suge was D.O.C.'s man, so he definitely would have been on death row.
We'd have got Bootney Lee Farnsworth for real.
Dog, a D.O.C. album when Dre is working on The Chronic?
I mean,
we may not have gotten The Chronic. We may have gotten a D.O.C. album.
Right.
We may have gotten a straight deal or something like that. We may have not gotten what we got. I'm thankful for what we received, but whew.
Yeah, it's just that's one of them huge hip hop like what ifs. What if?
Yeah.
I always said we did the what if show and I was like, what if does Cube win the battle if D.O.C. joins NWA? You got a focused ass D.O.C. with a focused ass Dre on the boards versus a focused ass Cube with the Bomb Squad on the boards. I don't know. I just feel like that would have been like a Jada Beans battle where it could have went either way. Like some people could say this, some people could say that, but that would have been a hell of it. I guarantee you, No Vaseline. There's a comeback for No Vaseline. It's a comeback for it, and it's gonna be nasty coming from D.O.C.
Definitely.
All right, JR. What about you, good brother? You have a hip hop album, or you doing all R&B with us tonight?
Oh well, yeah, because the hip hop y'all said the one that I was gonna say.
But you can't say the R&B because you can't take the one I'm gonna say. But I already know you are though, so go ahead.
Oh what? Oh the first.
We already know what your album is gonna be. We know that.
Come on.
We already know that. So, bro, we know it's getting taken. We know it's getting taken.
You're right.
But this is a testament of why I was saying it's not as deep as 88 because last time we was all saying different albums, and then I had to come back and read Nigga on mine and give it to Any Heartbreak because I think I said Don't Be Cruel for 88, but then after y'all kept talking about Heartbreak, I was like, all right, I gotta read Nigga on that. I'm gonna go with Heartbreak. But go ahead and say what you're gonna say, good brother.
Yeah.
We all know what it is.
But of course it'll be Janet, of course. I mean, that album is just like, listen, Jimmy Jam and Terry was in their bag with that. Like, coming off of Control to this, it was man. Whoa, what the hell is this? It's different, it's fresh, it's you know what I'm saying, it's social, it's all this. And then you get to the B side. I mean the side 2, whatever you want to call it. And then you get joints like Lonely and Someday Is Tonight.
Bro, Someday Is Tonight. Yo.
Hey man, name me an album that has this trifecta back to back to back. Lonely, Come Back to Me, Someday Is Tonight.
Woo.
Bro, the dopest thing about Someday Was Tonight, because I'm in 10th grade now. I'm in 9th grade. I'm in that 9th to 10th grade year of 89, and it was just like all the girls like want some more Let's Wait a While. I'm like, nah, shorty, Someday's the night. Janet done told y'all, like, let's go. Like, Let's Wait a While was good and all that, but yo, Janet, y'all follow Janet Lee, because before it was like, well, Janet's like, yo, let's wait a while. Now my nigga, Someday's the night. Let's go. Let's make something happen here. So, yo,
like, she was like, how long you want me to wait? Like, I'm like, let's do this. Like.
Bruh, very, very dope album.
The dance joints. We were at Monique Harrison's house party, and that All Right came on.
Yeah, you know it's a good time when you remember motherfuckers' whole names.
Hey, Monique Harrison party sound like it was lit. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
Hey, listen, sound like Big Booty Judy party in 18.
Right.
That's what it sound like.
The Harrisons were well-to-do and had a beautiful house. You know, you gotta remember, I just told y'all about this last week. Our 2 high schools merged, so you got Lakeshore, apartment complexes, projects, and a couple of people in the houses. Westwood, Eastern Airline employees, Bell South employees, bro, they got 3,000 square foot houses, man. And so, man, that house party was lit. I remember who I was dancing with. I ain't gonna say that name.
There you go. I'm about to say, just slow down, good brother. Just slow your roll. Just slow on down, good brother. Just slow it down.
I ain't gonna say that name, but bro, when that All Right came on, bro, it was a jam, man.
Yeah. Now,
so that lady carpet up, didn't y'all?
I feel you. Bro, you see that Nova just beat Michigan?
Yes, sir.
Great win for the crib. Great win for the crib. All right, so we got Janet. All right, now Porsche. What are 5 hip hop albums? You know what? Let's save that one. Who's the most important MC from 1989? Who's the dopest MC from 1989?
I'm gonna stick with MC Light, and the reason I say that, although I do understand De La Soul and I do understand D.O.C, I have them on my list, but MC Light was sort of like I don't know. She was kind of like giving to all the other women that were gonna be, you know, joining hip hop and coming up after her. She really showed them that, you know, you can do it. Like you can just stick to quality, you can rhyme, and you can be dope, just like the dudes are. So for me, I think just from on like the women's side of things, in 89, well, in the 80s at all, just being as dope as she was, putting out very good back-to-back albums, like, I'm going to go with MC Light. Although I do understand the importance of De La and D.O.C. and, you know, all of the other EPMD. Like,
yeah, but even throwing all those albums away, just being an MC, Light. Like, that's it.
That's it. You ain't gotta qualify.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
She is like as good as any dude was at the time, you know? Like, to me, that's super important. So for me, she's the most important MC because I feel like she really did pave the way in that area. So MC Light.
Oh, I Am the Light off of that album? Come on, man. I Am the Light alone. Using that same sample. Oh God, my brain is 3 Dog Night. I can't remember. Same sample Diamond used for Best Kept Secret and used it 2 years before Diamond for the Best Kept Secret with I Am the Light. I think Pooba did that beat too. But yeah, very dope. So ain't no cut cards with Light. For me, I gotta go with Big Daddy Kane again. I gotta go with Kane. And I gave that chip to him in 89 and in 88, and I gotta give it to him again in 89 because we'll talk about his second album. It's a Big Daddy thing, which is actually my favorite Big Daddy Kane album, and he still was doing 12 inches. We're still dealing with Lean On Me and Wrath of Kane, I want to say dropped in 89 as a 12 inch. So Kane to me was still killing the game, man. And just a testament in my eyes when people who look at Kane and say he only had 2 albums, but I'm like, yo, but I can personally say for 2 years, he was the dopest MC for me in back-to-back years. You know what I mean? Which is one of the reasons why I think Kane is held in such a high standard because of stuff like that. So I got Big Daddy Kane for the second year in a row as being the dopest MC. Vern, who do you have?
I don't want to beat dead horses, so I'm gonna throw out. I'm wrestling over 2 names right now.
Well, no, tell me who you think first. You know what I mean?
Dopest MC for 89. I gotta go D.O.C.
Mm-hmm.
But
can't be mad at that.
Yeah, but I'll save this one for later. But I'm gonna say this one. Latifah took no shorts on All Hail the Queen, bro. I mean, my mellow Latifah was kicking flavor. That's how you start off an album, man. And I mean, she went toe to toe with Daddy O on the pros. You know, she had De La on Mama Gave Birth to the Soul Children, and of course, her and Moni on Ladies First, man.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it. So yeah, bro. I'm gonna give Latifah that.
All right, I can't be mad at that. That's so dope to hear. Like
Latifah's on the list too.
Yeah, that's so dope to hear 2 women be named as the 2 dopest MCs in 1989 because there were some heavy fucking hitters in 1989. So, Ralph, what you got, good brother?
I'm gonna go with Kane. This was around the time when he was that dude. Like this is his prime. You know what I'm saying? This is his prime right now. Like, and he this was my older cousin who I looked up to favorite MC of all time. So I heard a lot of Kane coming up as a kid, and he was you can see his influence in MCs after him, you know what I'm saying? And MCs during his time, you know what I mean? Like, one thing I noticed about the D.O.C, he's more Kane than he is Eazy-E.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So,
True.
I can't, I think D.O.C might have put on one of the best performances for a body of work that year, but Kane was the man at that point. In my eyes, that was when he was in his element, and he was, the baddest dude walking the planet at the time. So I'm gonna go with Kane.
Yeah,
it's funny because I think with our era, we were blessed that we saw MCs make back-to-back dope albums. Like, I feel like nowadays that's like that's just he came through on a sophomore joint. It's like, nigga, who didn't? Like, back in the 80s, who didn't come through on these sophomore joints? You know what I mean? Like, nigga, that was just that literally is almost like saying, damn, nigga made it to the 10th grade. Like, nigga, that's what niggas did back in the day. We went from the 9th grade, we went to the 10th grade.
You have the
niggas didn't get left back in the day. Whereas now, yo, dog, I got kids who have been in the same grade for 3 fucking years, and there's no cut cards. There's no jokes. There's no nothing. It's just what happened. Yo, I got left back. Whatever. Let's keep it moving. Let's run it back again. Nigga, no, let's not run it back. In our day, that was it. You got left back, nigga. You transferring schools. You don't want that smoke every day. You don't want that smoke. You don't want niggas roasting you every day. Look at this nut ass nigga still back here getting the same fucking grade. Nigga, what's wrong with you?
Don't not move.
Yeah,
you had to do
that nut ass
on graduation day, yo.
Like, so.
Hey, man,
so in our day coming up,
we had a bunch of them, Rick. We was at graduation practice.
Yes.
And they was like, hey,
you.
You know what I mean? So in our day, yo, we didn't get left back in our day. So it's not amazing for somebody to be like, yo, like now it's like, wow, they got 2 back-to-back good albums. I'm like, nigga, that's what you supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to have back-to-back. Don't get us in the EPMD and have back-to-back great albums. Like, nigga, that was what we grew up on. That was the norm for us.
3 Feet High Rising, De La Soul is Dead, Balloon, Mind State, Stakes.
Yep. Stakes, and then you go into what's the last one? Grind Date? No, Grind Date came after the AOIs. And it came after that. But that's a hell of a 4-album run right there, man. So again, that's just what we were used to in these days. So we weren't expecting anything less. We weren't expecting Light to drop the ball the next year. We weren't expecting Kane to drop the ball. Like, this is just what you do. You know, it's like going to see Steph Curry play. You want to see that nigga drop 33 and shoot some wild threes. Like, we weren't let down. Yeah, we weren't let down.
They played last night. Shit.
Yeah. I'm going to see him tomorrow.
Yo, bro, both them games last night was a dude because Ja ain't play last night and LeBron ain't play last night. Good. So they both was a dupe on that. Rec, who's your MC for 89?
I'm torn between him and not him. Between Kane and Cool G Rap. But Rel made a very solid point. Like, he had it, and I think Cool G Rap's emergence as far as like getting ready to birth that whole new style of what we know as far as hip hop to be it now, that was pivotal. But you know, still getting mine in 89, and it still ain't no half step, and I gotta go with Kane.
Yeah, bro.
Because you right, he had it, and he let you know, like,
yeah, man,
what the fuck you want, you know?
Hey, and Kill. How old is Kane now?
Maybe 50s, 52, 53, maybe.
Let's take a look.
Yeah. So, shoot, this might have been 7 to 10 years ago. I went to see him. Light was on. It was about 4 or 5 legends. Man, that fool was jumping around stage like he was 24 years old. Man.
Still does. Yeah. Big Daddy Kane is 53. He will be 54 September 10th.
Yeah, showman. Stage,
yo, bro.
Stage
the illest thing was, this was the picture. I love this. This dude is in a limo with the Jordan 3s on, with the women all over him. And here's the thing, and to me, I just cared about the sneakers. The women came second. I was like, yo, that nigga got on the 3s. Like, yo, screw the women. I'm looking at the sneakers.
He did.
But that's real though, because you know how it was. If you didn't see him in the store, you knew they was gone and you wasn't gonna get them.
Right, but I mean, this album is a Big Daddy. We'll get into the albums later, but yeah, Kane. All right, JR, what about you? You got a favorite MC or singer that year? I mean, we know who your favorite singer is. We don't.
No, that's not true. You think? No.
Nope. JR, I ain't never heard JR go up against Janet. This about to be very intriguing, y'all.
You said who was the most important person of 1989? Janet album ain't come out to September, so the whole Bobby Brown was still important in 1989.
Well, I'm talking about as far as who had an album out, who's the dopest. Well, yeah, I guess that is true. You can still be the dopest singer if you didn't drop an album.
Because I'm saying that because Don't Be Cruel and My Prerogative kind of lasted in 19.
My bad, JR. I couldn't hold it, bro. I'm about to order this food while you go. My
Okay. All right. Cool. Right.
Okay.
Bobby. We had Bobby.
Okay, I was at Bobby. Okay. So, Don't Be Cruel and My Prerogative kind of lasted him for 1988 because they were so huge. But then,
here's the crazy thing, Gerald. I'm sorry. Hold that for a second. You just saying that made me say, don't be cruel, you'll be on your own, because my prerogative on this microphone. Come and get this ice cream cone and you can get it before your daddy ain't home. It's just so crazy because you name the same people that Kane named on I Get the Job Done in like the same exact order. So it was like I gotta get that one in real quick. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. Don't be cruel, you'll be on your own.
Together.
Yeah, don't be cruel, you'll be on your own, because my prerogative on this microphone. Come and get this ice cream cone and you can something when your daddy ain't home. No, you know what? That's LL. I'm fucked up. That's LL. That's not Kane.
Either way.
That's my bad. That's LL. That's not Kane. That's LL.
That's a fucking bar.
It made me think of it because he says, "Come and get it when your daddy ain't home," and you hear him go, That's what made me think it was Kane. It's actually LL. Sorry, I just fucked up everything, JR. Forget about it. Go ahead. No, this is good. This gives people an opportunity to say, C-Kill, you got it wrong. Because people love to prove me wrong every day. So there, I got it wrong, y'all. Y'all go ahead and roast me on the timeline.
But then in December, he dropped Roni. Then he dropped Every Little Step in February of
89. Right.
And then he dropped Rock With You in the summer of 89. So, yeah. So it was like the album was taking on a life of its own in 89. Like, you couldn't, like,
You know what? Here's a good call right there. That came out in 89.
Yeah, and that got On My Own on it, right?
Yeah, Off On Your Own. Yep. Yeah, On Our Own off the Ghostbusters. This dropped in 89.
So Bobby was the most important like R&B artist.
And to me, I didn't like Rock With You until the remix.
Yeah, the video version is better.
And the video version is on this.
Shout out to
okay.
Yeah, the video version is on this.
Shout out to the green turtleneck girl.
Why are y'all like this?
Hey, Bobby be doing it to himself, man. He leaving himself wide open for stuff, man. Green turtleneck girl. Now I got to go back and watch the damn video.
The video. He called her up on stage.
No. That's Roni. That's Roni.
You're right.
That's Roni.
You're right.
Yes, shout out to the green turtleneck girl out there. And Roni, if you look for the video of Roni, he called Shorty up
on stage. Yeah, she is on
stage.
I was 11, so my memory might be bad, but I got you. Say less.
Oh man.
So I give it to Bobby. It's the most important R&B artist of 89.
Okay. All right. Let's dig into some of these albums before we go into the producers, because I think that'll lead that conversation too. Porsche, what are 5 albums from 1989?
Oh boy.
That are slept on, or you want people to listen to? Either or, however you want to put that together. Just give me 5 albums, somewhere, somehow, some way.
Okay, first and foremost, All Hail the Queen, Queen Latifah, of course. Vern mentioned it. I don't want to reiterate it too much, but Queen Latifah, I mean, she is a powerhouse MC. She is so dope. That album is amazing. And again, true to the women being able to hold their own in a arena full of these these heavy hitters that are dudes. So for me, All Hail the Queen, Unfinished Business, EPMD. EPMD had probably my favorite run of albums in hip hop ever. And that's just quality after quality after quality. Like, they just could not miss. And everything about them is just like, they just got better every single time. They didn't fall into any slump. They didn't fall into a sophomore slump. They didn't fall into like a third or even a fourth. So I mean, there's not very many groups or MCs that you can say had consecutive back-to-back albums that were that quality, one after another. Yes, there are some that have 2 good and then one's not so good and then, maybe another couple, but EPMD, just consistent quality. D.O.C, no one can do it better. Kill, you said it at the beginning. I personally do see people, a lot of people on my TL talking about D.O.C all the time. However, I don't think for the quality and the level at which D.O.C put together this album, it's not talked about enough. So no one can do it better. And if you have heard it and you do listen to it frequently, just spin it again. It's a dope one. And then Ice-T's Iceberg album. That album, I don't hear people talk about Ice-T unless it's about power. Other albums don't really exist in Ice-T's catalog, which is fine, but this one was good for the time, and I like it because of the content. Ice-T was tackling censorship issues and stuff like that, and that wasn't really, perhaps it wasn't as big of a deal back then. It probably was to a degree, but I feel like this is an album that ages really well because the content would remain relevant, right? Even now we've had, areas where censorship has come into question because of social issues that are taking place, So to me, those albums are highly, highly important, and that one doesn't, I never hear anyone talk about that. So Ice-T's album. And then mean, you guys, Cool Mo D, Knowledge is King. I'll throw that one in there. And 3 Feet High and Rising, but we already talked about that enough. So those are mine.
All right. I'm not going to name anything that was named. Porsche, I do want to say this about EPMD joints. 2 things. One, I don't think they get credit enough for how they set their albums off. Every EPMD album, as soon as you hit play, first album you're hearing Strictly Business. Second album you're hearing So What You're Saying. Third album you're hearing I'm Mad. And fourth album you're hearing Straight from the Boondocks. Though that is a masterclass. You want motherfuckers want to talk about masterclasses right there. That is a masterclass in how you set off your album, how you grab people's attention from the door. That 30 PMD album, when I hit play and I hit Let's Take It to the Stage, Sucker, and then that beat drop. Oh my God. I'm mad. Yo, come on, bro. Yes, that's a masterclass in how you set off your albums. EPMD doesn't get enough credit for how they set off their albums from the second. And that's why I always tell people, I don't want to hear no interludes. I don't want to hear no you're going to beat people up. And I don't want to hear no, I want to hit play and hear some shit. Because that's what I grew up on. You put the needle on the record. I ain't hear no interlude. I ain't hear no Michael talking to Quincy like, yo, man, I met this joint at the club. You know what I mean? And because, nigga, you put on Billie Jean and you heard that shit. The kid ain't mine. This shit wasn't no Usher. It wasn't no like, yo, hold up, I'm in the booth. I'm in the booth, Quincy. What's up? Yo, you that for real?
Oh my God.
Yo,
you need help.
Say what? Put that on everything. No, that nigga was like, yo, you heard the song. And you fucking knew what he was talking about. I don't need no nigga. I ain't remedial English, nigga. Just play the song and I'ma hear it. So all that to say, that's why I love songs that just set it off. EPMD doesn't get enough credit for that. Albums that I'm gonna talk about. First album that I'm gonna pull out that nobody talks about right here, done by the Forces of Nature, Jungle Brothers.
Yes.
5 Mic classic album in my opinion. This is a back-to-back, and we're talking about back-to-back albums straight out the jungle. 5 Mic classic. Vern talks about daylight being the native tongues. There is no native tongues without the Jungle Brothers. There is no native tongues without Straight Out the Jungle. There is no native tongues without Jim Browski. There is no native tongues without Girl, I'll House You. There is no native tongues without Girl, I'm Gonna Do Ya. There is none. And this right here, the follow-up with Done by the Forces of Nature, I never hear anybody talk about this album. Another 5 Mic classic. Another slept-on album. God Bless the Dead. Crazy Noise by Steezo. He had a joint called It's My Turn, produced by Paul C. First person to ever use this break right here, the Skull Snap. R.I.P. to Paul C. too. It's My Turn. Crazy Noise was crazy. Here's another joint that I got. Where's it at? Let me pull this out right here. People don't talk about him. Jersey, Chill Rob G, Ride the Rhythm, right there. Slept on album that people don't talk about. I'm gonna give you one more. Where's I should have had all these joints pulled, but I got them from work late tonight. We gonna go right here with this joint. Kwame, the Boy Genius.
Of course.
I got
the first time I saw the video for the man we all know and love, you didn't know who he was, but Kid was in the video, Play was in the video. You knew he was down with that. Spinderella was in the video. Somebody make a goddamn joke about Myra right now. Get the shit out the way, y'all. Go ahead. I don't even feel like it. I don't even feel like it tonight. I don't even fucking feel like playing with y'all tonight. Just go ahead and get the joke out the way.
Kill got PTSD, man. Ain't nobody coming at you for
No, because Myron got the song with Spinderella, so I knew somebody was waiting for the alley-oop. Vern just threw the alley. I was just waiting. What Joe Budden say, niggas? I'm waiting for the lob, but niggas won't. I'm waiting for the alley. Niggas just won't lob it. Like Vern threw y'all the lob, but yeah, Spinderella was in the video. So go ahead, make a Myron joke.
Who hurt you today? Like, yo, maybe
you don't be around enough on these shows. Somehow, some way, either Vern or Porsche is gonna find a way to slither in Myron a Myron joke, and that's why Rel laughing. That's why Rel is laughing, and Eddie will too. Eddie will too.
Last one. I put Myron joke in there.
Hey, Rick.
Exactly. Y'all all do it.
He came out like Soldier Boy. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So he busted the house, right? And then I had to bah, 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 bah. So I hit him, he died, and then Myron came around the corner. Bah, 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 bah. Cuz, calm down.
Well, right, like I'm like Smokey. Debo, I know it's coming. I know when Debo come around, I gotta tuck my chain. So I'm just as soon as if Spinderella name get mentioned, I'm ready to duck the blow. I'm somebody throwing a hook at my head with Myron somewhere.
I'm gonna start calling you Kill Rabbit because you like B Rabbit. I am white trash. I do live in a trailer park.
I got Youngest in Charge by Special Ed. I don't hear that brought up enough, which is a very dope album.
Leave that out. That's 89.
And Nice and Smooth's debut album, Nice and Smooth, very dope album. Early to Rise, Time to Get Paid. First time I heard Nice and Smooth, how did I forget this? Big Daddy Kane is a Big Daddy thing. I don't even know how that didn't get named. It's a Big Daddy thing. That was the first time I heard Nice and Smooth on Pimpin' Ain't Easy. And it was just like boom, Nice and Smooth. Gotta figure that out with Nice and Smooth. So definitely got that up. Well, what are some slept on albums or some albums that you would want somebody to listen to from '89?
Did Kill kick off Vern because of Myron?
Yeah.
Yo, do you really think I would kick somebody off? No, I didn't kick Vern off because of my Porsche. Come on, Porsche. Yo, we gotta know each other better than this now. I'm not gonna kick somebody off because they made fun of me. And the look of concern on Porsche's face, this was EPMD. Like, yo, did you get Vern robbed? Like, no, I'm not gonna get Vern robbed. No, I didn't kick Vern off because he brought up Myron. No, Porsche, and I'm offended that you would think I would kick somebody off the show for bringing up Myron.
Here's the thing. I didn't bring up Myron. I said Spinderella. You brought up Myron.
That's right. Like Joe Budden said, waiting on the alley, niggas just won't lob it. I knew somebody up here was going to catch the lob. I knew somebody was going to catch the alley-oop. I was wrong. All good. Rel, what you got for your albums, good brother? I'm going to come back to you, Vern.
Hey, don't say none of my albums, Rel.
I try not to. I got the Unfinished Business. One of my favorite.
I had that one.
Songs is So What You Saying, and
bruh,
that's
Total Chaos. When you come out of So What You Saying, and then go into Total Chaos, I was like, Total Chaos, so Mass Confused. Oh my god, man!
Like how you start
Get the Bozak? Get the Bozak? Yo, it's so funny. That's why I didn't like DMX's Get At Me Dog when I first heard it. Because I was like, all they did was say fucking Get the Bozak. Get that shit out of here. Like, that's why I didn't never gravitate as quickly as everybody else did to DMX. And I was like, yo, they just...
Yo, I never really realized that.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, he just rhyming over Get the Bozak. And y'all motherfuckers losing y'all shit. Like, nigga, I heard that shit when I was in 10th grade. You know what I mean? So, that's why that's one of the reasons I didn't gravitate. And then the nigga was barking. So I was like, now this nigga Special Ed, and he fucking took this nigga special needs barking like a dog, and he just took EPMD beat, and y'all love this shit. The game is dead. But I'm sorry, bro. Continue with Unfinished Business.
He all won tonight.
Yo, JR, the nigga was barking like a dog. And this is no disrespect to DMX. God bless the dead. I'm just telling you, my first intake of DMX when niggas played it, I was like, is that nigga barking? Like, is this where we're at in hip hop right now that niggas are barking?
I'm with you, dog.
What's next? Is a motherfucker gonna come in here meowing and that's gonna be the shit? Like, nigga, what?
I was
See, JR, you're laughing. But truth be told,
for the same reasons.
But truth be told, barking and meowing are the same goddamn thing. Well, I guess a bark is a little more menacing than a meow, but. Yo, I'm sorry, bro. Finish what you were saying.
All right, I got Youngest in Charge, Special Ed John too.
Yeah.
That didn't get mentioned. I got All Hail the Queen, of course. I got this album. I don't listen to this straight through, but the highs on this album are really high. I got the Soul to Soul John.
Oh, see,
you know what? I didn't name my R&B shits. I'm glad you brought that up, bro. I gotta come back around with my R&B bangers.
Yeah.
I got the Soul to Soul John.
Yeah, man.
And I got 3 times Dope. Original Styling.
I thought that was 88. Didn't we say that in 88?
That was 89.
Damn. I messed up 88 then, because I definitely had that one up there.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention these 2 singles. One of them was my favorite single at the time, but the It's My Turn, Steez John, and in Philly, I thought these dudes were from Philly, but they're from Jersey. Kick the Ball.
Crown Rulers, CMD's finest.
That was
Man.
that.
Let me tell you about Kick the Ball, man.
Bro. Like that song was my favorite song at the time. That song was crazy.
Yes, I am Grand Poobah, the man.
Yeah. That was the first Grand Poobah I knew. I knew Grand Poobah from the Crown Rulers, not Grand Poobah from Grand Poobah Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That Kicked the Ball, because they was right over in Jersey. Lady B in Philly would always play YZ. She always played PRT. She always played Crown Rulers. Kick the Ball, for people out there who love the Roots, who think I don't like them. You got the Silent Treatment, Black Thought for You and Yours version, which is over the Kick the Ball beat. Crazy. Definitely crazy.
And I'm half wrong, half right about Original Styling. Because Greatest Man Alive 12-inch was 88. Original Styling was 88, but Funky Dividends
was 89.
Yeah, so
Funky Dividends was crazy.
But that's one of my favorite songs ever too. Funky Dividends. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
When I was
when I was with that Nut EST. Another thing I didn't bring up about De La was just the haircuts. I don't think there was somebody who had a Gumby before Trugoy had it. You know what I mean? Yep. I think Dave was like the first one with a Gumby and everything. So and just
with the stair step,
like they were just on that next shit. R&B for me, I got of course Janice Rhythm Nation, Tender Love by Babyface, incredible album. My favorite song on there, JR. I don't know why you're looking at me in that tone of face. You love Babyface, so I don't know why.
No, it wasn't for you. I'm sorry. I just looked at a tweet. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
Motherfuckers are stupid. But go ahead.
What happened? What happened?
A music head
said what?
Somebody was like, they don't get how we go so hard for Janet's Rhythm Nation joint.
Man, what?
Are we live? Is the nigga watching us right now? Is the nigga in my house? How do you know we talking about Rhythm Nation?
I'm in this group on Twitter. And
I'm like, well, how the fuck you know we talking about Rhythm Nation right now? We ain't live. I mean, okay.
Hey, tell them to block me. Whoever said that.
That's what I just replied. That's why Kill saw my face when I was like, stupid ass.
Tender Love, as much as I hated Babyface's begging ass, I'll pay your rent, I'll wash your car, I'll fix your IT, I'll fix your IT, I'll put your firewall up, I'll hook up your Wi-Fi, I'll do everything, I'll fix your printer, I'll help your kid with his homework, all the shit Babyface promised your ass that he wasn't gonna do. But my favorite joint on there was Where Will You Go? Where Will You Go is my favorite on that. Back on the Block with Quincy. I mean, if not just for, Tevin, the intro with Tevin Campbell, Tamia, but for that Secret Garden, man, that's top 10 R&B slow jam of all time. I'm talking going all the way back to when JR was alive in 54, all the way up to right now. That is a top 10 slow jam. I don't care what you say.
I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna let you live.
Nigga, I make fun of you being in 54 all the time. Have y'all seen that picture like Jay-Z in the 20s? Like they're like, yo, we gonna see that shit with JR. It's gonna be like, yo, is that JR? What the fuck is 1948? Like what? Then he got the sunglasses on, like right? Yeah, we gonna see Smokey. We gonna like, is that JR with the red cup in the goddamn Funk Brother studio? Like, okay, cool. Like, sure, like JR's everywhere.
Just to kill to your point though, to have Barry White, Uncle James Ingram, and L on the song, and they all body it, yeah.
And I'll Be Sure was on that, right?
I'll Be Sure, that's right, yes.
Yeah, and I'll Be Sure was on that joint. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Like Rel said, not in love with the whole album, but Attitude by Truth. You got Spread My Wings. All I do is think about. And I will always love you, man.
Yeah,
I will always love you.
Listen.
Okay.
Hey, hold on. And at the end, he started ripping. You.
And y'all talking about me being on one tonight. These two niggas need to just form a group right here. Vern always talking about rapping again. Nigga, you, JR, and Trey just need to start an R&B group.
Let's go, y'all.
Y'all just need to start an R&B group. And here's my last one. Very dope album. Nobody has heard this album. Maybe JR heard it. Miss Chalet's debut album.
I was going to put that on my list.
This
album. Yes.
No More Lies, Nicety, If. That duet, If.
Yeah.
Something in my heart.
When that bass drop.
Watching 100%.
Silly Love Song. Close to Me.
Enchantment cover. What?
Close to Me. Yo, I'm telling y'all, if you don't sleep, I know her voice. Michelle A could sing when she talks.
Don't talk.
Shorty
don't
can
talk,
sing.
just sing.
Yeah. Don't talk to her on the phone. Just let her sing to you. Just be like, no, you know what, Shorty? Just sing everything to me. Just sing what you want to say. Don't talk. Like what my man say? Don't talk. Just listen. Don't talk. Just sing. Devontae. Don't talk. Just sing. I don't want to talk to you on the phone because you're gonna drive me crazy. Just sing what you're gonna say. What about? Vern. Back to you. Albums that you from '89.
All right, here go one that nobody talk about, but it's chock full of bangers. Regina Bell, Stay With Me.
That was on my list too.
There we go.
Baby Come to Me, So Many Tears.
Come on.
All I Want Is Forever. Show Me the Way.
Make It Like It Was.
This Is Love, man, bro. Regina is a bad chick. All right,
people don't know about Shorty. She kind of got lost in the sauce, I feel, with in the 80s. Like, she was that mature 80s singer, so for a lot of young boys, like if you was 14 or 15 in 88, you probably wasn't really up on her. I only knew about Regina just because my pop used to play her all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my pop did too,
When Whitney being where she was, it blocked a lot of these girls.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's one. I'm going to go Ghetto Music, BDP, man. Why is that? Okay. The Blueprint, Ja Rules, Breath Control, Who Protects Us From You, Hip Hop Rules. I'm gonna go big time, Heavy D.
Dopest.
We got our own thing. Somebody for me. I'm in the mood for love. That's
definitely
3
on my list.
My favorite joint on there is the remix, "The Girls They Love Me," the video version of it. That joint is crazy. That joint is crazy.
Yeah, we got our own thing. That was like my theme song.
That's my.
Yeah. Number 4, I'm gonna go Paul's Boutique. My man put me on to that because it was a far cry from License.
Far cry from License to Ill.
License to Ill. Yeah, if you went in trying to hear that, you were disappointed. But after some listens, it's worth it. It's worth the check. And then I'm gonna just reiterate. Rail said I didn't even realize Young is in charge, man. You want to talk about sparking an album? Paxton, man. I mean, and bro, them rhymes stand up right now. He was what, 15, 16?
He was 15.
Yeah, that album. I mean, it got 5 or 6 joints, man. So yes, Young is in charge. That'll be my 5.
Yo, you talk about the tax, and you talk about on his next album, Legal, when he sets it off with "Come On, Let's Move It," using the same sample that Pete used for "Down with the King." Crazy. JR. Top 5 albums, R&B and hip hop.
All right. Well, 2 of them y'all took, but I'm gonna go with After 7.
Dope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with After 7, please. I mean, everything Babyface was doing his and doing theirs at the same time, and he got that. So After 7, another one, Mickey Howard. Her joint with what is it? Love Under New Management.
That was on that. That was on that album.
Yeah.
Wow. Classic.
Yeah.
I just got classic.
Until You Come Back to Me was on there. Just the Way You Want To with Eddie Levert. He produced that, but he's on the backgrounds with her. Kill it. What else? All right, y'all said that. Y'all said already Soul to Soul. Y'all said Michelle A. Y'all said
shout out to Rex Auntie.
Ooh.
Karen Willer.
Yes. And actually another one. I mean, y'all said a lot. I was gonna say Jody Watley's "Larger Than Life." That had "Real Love" and "Friends" and
That was the only two songs I liked from her. She was a hard sell for me.
a lot of people
Jody
said
Watley.
that. A lot of people say that.
I wanted to like her. I tried. I still try to listen and play stuff for her in my mixes, but
Yeah, it was that.
Where should I go, JR, for that? Go to that album?
Yeah.
What album
that's
is
probably the best joint. That's probably the best joint.
Yeah, because
What
the
album is
first
that?
one is kind of like everybody go to that one.
Because that's the one. The first one is "I'm Looking for a New Love," right? That's
Right.
the first album.
Yeah.
Right. And then still albums that was kind of at the end of '88. I say try Luther's "Any Love."
Hey
That
man,
one.
hey, hold on, JR. Let's talk about "Any Love" real quick.
Yes.
The way he built that song up, the bridge, and then suddenly out of the clear blue sky, the crescendo, bro. That is one of the most well-written, well-sung songs ever.
Yes. That's a top Luther song for me. The way he builds up, and I love when you do it live. He builds this record up, and you get to that bridge, and it's a rap. It is a rap, like written song, one of his best written songs, like ever. That one, and then I'm gonna say Anita. Her album came out at the end of '88 too. So going into '89, that giving you the best that I got. So
Yeah, man.
but y'all knocked the one out of Michelle A. Michelle A, that joint, oh my God. A lot of people just not talk about that album at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it just that what is it? Was it Silly Love Song, that Enchantment
Oh yeah,
joint.
she killed that.
She bodied that. Like I
Bodied
don't even barely listen to Enchantment's version anymore. Hers, the way she did it, crazy. So yeah, those are my 5.
Porsche.
Yep.
Who's the slept on MC from '89? You can't name MC Light. You can't name MC Light.
No. I'm gonna say D.O.C. by far is the most slept on him. And again, you guys already mentioned it. I think it was just the one album kind of, didn't allow people to maybe just didn't have the stronghold that it should have had if there was follow-up albums to it. So that accident really, really is, like you said, Kill. I mean, you say this all the time whenever what ifs in hip hop come up. Like D.O.C. is one of the biggest what ifs ever. I think in the history of hip hop, because what could have been,
Right.
But yeah, D.O.C. by far, that album is phenomenal. So D.O.C.
All right, no doubt. My slept on is Special Ed. Youngest in Charge was just incredible. I mean, I Got It Made. I mean, you throw on I Got It Made, and anybody who's over 45, if y'all don't start at least doing a 2-step, nigga, you the feds.
Man.
I don't trust you. Cause
I'm the Magnificent.
I'm the Magnificent. The remix with Malcolm Jamal Warner in it.
Yeah.
Listen, if you really want to get stupid, play the Bush and watch a fight break out.
That is true, especially if you played in Brooklyn. And then you talk about Think About It. I mean, just a dope song with him in a hovercraft. I'm like, yo, this nigga's in a fucking G.I. Joe hovercraft. Like, what's the budget for that video in 1989? But that's my slept on MC. Vern, who you got for slept on MC?
I'm gonna go Heavy D.
Can't be mad at him.
Yeah. I mean, we all know what regard we hold Hev up to. So I'm gonna just throw it out there and not belabor the point.
All right, Rel, what about you?
I got Special Ed.
Yeah.
I got Special Ed. Slept on. I wonder about his career. Like how did it not?
Watch the unsung.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Okay. I always wondered that. You know what I'm saying? Because like that debut album, like the potential that you hear for superstardom, in my opinion, is on that album, man. And he was spitting, bro. Like, to be that young, he was spitting, bro. Like, he was not cheating you on the lyrics.
No, he was not.
I mean, it was fire, and he don't get mentioned enough, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go Special Ed with my slept on MC.
All right, Rack, what about you?
I gotta go back, man. I didn't give you my albums.
Oh, I apologize, man. I'm slow.
It's all good. I'm gonna start from the bottom up. No More Mr. Nice Guy, Gangstar. I dropped in '89. Heavy D, Big Time. Y'all said everything about that one. Here's one that nobody talks about. Nobody. Third Base, the fucking Cactus album.
Cactus album.
Come on, man.
True.
Come on. And they from Far Rock. Come on now. Got a rep for them. Nice and Smooth, Kill touched on that one. And then Special Ed. I mean, I ain't got to say nothing about that one. As far as the Slept On MC, my bad, go ahead.
No, that album stays in my rotation. Youngest in Charge.
Yeah, no, for sure. As far as the Slept On MC, I wholeheartedly agree with Rel. Especially is slept on. In that time frame, I don't think anybody expected that album to do what it did, and he still does not get spoken about. Even after the fact with his Crooklyn Dodgers verses, I don't see how people are not talking about him, looking for him, trying to work with him, trying to pull him back in. Like, he lives in Virginia, but like somebody got to throw a bag at him or something. Like, bro, we need some verses or something.
I'm glad Rick Ross brought him on. I'm the Magnificent, had him in the video.
That's what's up.
Here's the thing, Rick. Do we want Special Ed 2022? Like,
no,
I mean,
no, I don't. But I'm just saying, like, all these people have been able to regurgitate something, and it's almost.
But see,
like,
I don't know. Like, one of the things that I like what D Nice was talking about was he was saying we have to get to a point, and with our hip hop elders on how you can. It's what we talked about earlier off camera about Dame Dash. How can you diversify your funds? You know what I mean? Like D Nice was saying, like Slick Rick. Why isn't Slick Rick a script writer somewhere? Why isn't that man working in Hollywood writing scripts? You know, like D Nice, like I came back and it was like I tried to rap. That's not working. He tried his hand at photography. He tried his hand at DJing. The club quarantine took off. Now he's D. You know, people don't even, if you say D Nice, nobody's thinking about They Call Me D Nice. Nobody's thinking about Time to Flow. Time to Flow, which was crazy. Very crazy song. Time to Flow was crazy. But it's just how do you reinvent yourself? Because I don't think anybody wants to hear Special Ed rapping in 2022, but he should be doing more. But I do understand what you're saying because nobody talks about Special Ed from the past because he did disappear and then came back on Crooklyn Dodgers and ripped it. You know, it's not like niggas like, well, you know, he was okay. Buck and, you know, Ace killed it. No, all three of them killed that shit. And that's huge to me that you disappeared for 5 years and came back on this single and killed it with two of the most relevant MCs at that time. So I do agree that people don't talk about that. JR, slept on singer rapper that year.
I'm gonna say Karen White was so underrated as far as in '89 because again her album came out at the late of '88 too, and it was like she had The Way You Love Me that came out, but then once Superwoman came out like January of '89, it was a wrap. Like it was just. Then she came with Secret Rendezvous and all that, and it's kind of like, you know, nobody don't really talk about that quick impact that she had. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like with her, I don't see a lot of people speaking about Karen White as far as, you know, a little bit. So I was like, let me throw her out there as the underrated of 1989.
Hey, Karen, I talk about you on that Jeff Lover Fusion.
I'm sorry, is Karen here? Like Vern said, like Karen. If you eat like Karen, like that nigga was like, put the camera on me. Put the camera. What camera I'm on? Camera one. Karen, I'm talking to you right now. Vern did a Stephen A. Smith. He said, "What camera am I on? Camera one. Karen, I'm talking to you. I talk about you all the time, Karen." Like I'm like, okay, bro.
When I first heard Karen White on that Jeff Lorber Facts of Love, I was done, bro. So yeah, you get love this way.
I was done when I first saw her.
Yeah.
She was fire.
Yes, sir.
2 albums I forgot. 2 albums. Brown talking to Karen too. I gotta tag Karen. I gotta find her handle on Twitter and get Karen up in here because fucking around y'all too. She'll come on the show with y'all. Also, can't forget Lenny's "Let Love Rule." I know it's not R&B, but y'all know I love Lenny Kravitz. So we can't forget about Stephanie Mills' album "Home." I love her album "Home." So Stephanie Mills' "Home." Porsche, who is the dopest producer from 1989?
I'm gonna have to, well, can you go before me? I'll go right after you. Okay, yeah, you say yours first. It's the same.
I got Mark the 45 King. And I got Mark the 45 King because I was looking at all the albums, and not too many producers were doing multiple albums at this time. So since I named Latifah's as a slept on album and Show Rob G, which was produced by Mark, you know, to me that kind of put him over Marley, who did Road to the Riches, kind of put him over Prince Paul, who just did 3 Feet High and Rising. So that's kind of how I looked at it, that Mark had 2 crazy albums out that year. So for 89, I gotta give producer of the year for Mark the 45 King. And on an R&B tip, Babyface, for what JR talked about earlier, the same reasons. He did Tender Lover and he did After Seven's album that same year. So that's kind of, for me, Mark and Babyface. So, Porsche, who did you have that you thought I was going to say? And I appreciate you letting me get my shit off first. So I appreciate that.
I have Marley just because of his involvement in Big Daddy Kane's album.
Well, you know, he only did like 1 on Kane's album.
Yeah, but those are amazing albums. Like, and he was involved in Eyes on This. Yeah, so I gotta go with Marley. I don't normally go with Marley. You should let me have this one.
I was shocked. That's why I'm shocked. But yeah, okay, cool. Marley.
I would.
Right. Here go Porsche. Pete Rock. Pete Rock ain't even drop an album for 3 more years. I know, Kill. I know, it doesn't matter. But Pete Rock was learning how to use the SB1200 in 1989. We doing a 1979 show. Who's the best producer? Who is Pete Rock? I'll take Who is Pete Rock for 300, Alex. Porsche, Pete Rock did not exist in 1979. Yes, he did, Alex. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He was born in 1971. Just for your FYI, Alex.
And I'd be like, no, it's still 89.
Right, still Pete Rock. Still Pete Rock. Vern, who is your number 1 producer in 89?
89, for the reasons you mentioned, I'm gonna go Dr. Dre, because you got D.O.C. and you got Michelet.
Oh, good point. Good point.
But on the R&B side, James Harris and Terry Lewis, man. I mean, bro, Rhythm Nation is an incredible album, man. I mean, y'all know I'm a thug, man, but when I hear Living in a World They Didn't Hate,
that's how Vern be getting people to buy houses. Vern got the 9 on him. He like, take this goddamn picture right now. Hold this goddamn key and take this damn picture right now. Hold this key and smile, nigga. There you go. Yeah, I'ma smile with you, but you gonna smile, nigga, and hold this key.
I'm surprised I held a straight face.
Vern is crazy.
Yo, he on one tonight. This nigga done named people's house parties. He done told Karen, I'm talking to you.
Right.
Yo.
No, but what was we talking about?
You talking about Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
But Living in a World They Didn't Hate, they make you feel that song, man. Them kids, you know, and all the stuff that's going on. So Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis on the R&B side, D.O.C. with a hybrid hip hop and R&B. Those are mine.
Yo, bro, I gotta get some of these producers on, man, because I want to ask them producer questions. Like, that's the thing. Like, let me shut up before somebody bite my idea. Bro, what you got for producer?
You right.
I got Prince Paul. 89, you know what I'm saying? Daylight joint. Did a couple joints on Kane joint.
I think he did too. I think he did 2 on there.
Yeah, 2 joints on there, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I just think, you know, he was kind of like groundbreaking a little bit, his production during that time. And then, like, how many years can we say Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis is the best producer? Like, years we can say that. Like, that's like, it's just ridiculous. Their body of work is just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
We can say it 89. We can say it for maybe.
We said it in 80. We said it in 88 almost.
Keep going. Like, you know, I don't know. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
All right, Rec, what about you?
I'll throw one in the hat, man. Let's go Howie T. Let's go Howie T, man. Special Ed.
Can't be mad at that. Special Ed. We gearing up for Chubb to drop.
Howie T is a beast, man. That's somebody. We'll talk about this later, but yeah, Howie T.
Howie's a problem. I mean, we going back to the real Roxanne with Howie T. We going back, you know what I mean? So Howie's been there for a minute. JR, what about you?
I mean, Jam and Lewis, but I'm gonna have to say LA and Face. Like, it was so dope doing like 88 to like 90. How they was in that friendly competition with each other. Like, it was like, yo, this person was doing it, this person was doing it. It was like they produced this album, somebody produced theirs. It was just like, you look on these charts for these 2 years, Jam and Lewis and LA and Babyface was running it. Like, you know what I mean? So I mean, when you talk about 89, you gotta talk about those four. Like, they were their guys. Like, but Jam and Lewis, like Rel said, you could talk every year with them, even up till now. So it's like,
hey man, we need a documentary on Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
I told him that.
We gotta have
the way he just said it and the disappointment is like, I told him. What he say?
I told Jimmy you need a documentary. He maybe.
Hey, bro, because if you want 4 hours of enjoyment, listen to the Questlove Supreme, the 2 episodes of Jimmy Jam on that mug. You gonna learn so
much. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll ask my question offline.
Yeah, I need a what do you call that back in the day we used to get? I need a Cliff Note version of that. I just need a Cliff Note version of that because I can't listen to Quest talk for 2 hours. That's like,
I was just about to say
that's like listening to Charlie. That's like hearing fucking fingernails on a chalkboard to me. Yeah, I would love to see. I would love for more of these producers to kind of do what Primo is doing when Primo does his. Yeah. But the thing that I don't like about Preem is I get the story, but I want to see you load it up in the machine, and I want to see you. This is how I program. Even if you can't give away a secret salmon sauce, it's just, you know, show me kind of like Pete would do it. Like Pete was doing it on IG where he would load it up and he would play, hit all the pads, and you would hear it. You'd be like, oh, that's The World Is Yours. And then he'd hit play. And like, I at least want to see that. Like, that's what I want to see from Jam and Lewis. I want them to be like, yo, this is the studio. This is the session of, you know, Boys the Men. This is Ralph and Johnny going at each other's neck right here. Like, that's what I want to see. Like, that's what, you know, the interview and stuff is cool. The producer geek in me wants to see what were you using, what was the gear you was using, what mics were you using. That's what I want to get into. That's what I want.
You know what it is? I also think that Jimmy Jam is the outspoken one, as we can see.
Yeah.
Terry is not that guy. He's not that guy that likes to be out there like that. So I think Jimmy kind of tries to be chill with him because it's like he's not that. Jimmy can talk all day if you let him. You know what I'm saying? But Terry Lewis is like, nah, I'm chilling. I'm home. I don't get into all of this. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it could even be a documentary made if he would want one. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jimmy be like, yeah, we can do it all day with me, but my partner don't want to. You know what I'm saying? He's not that guy. So that's why they didn't do a lot of recording of their sessions back then. Like, because
I would also love to know who does what.
The division of labor, yeah.
Like there's one to write, kind of like you put me on to him, JR. Chuck Harmony and Claude Chambers. Like, you know, Claude is the writer, Chuck is the producer. Harmony. You know, does Jimmy do all the keyboards, drums, and strings, and you know, he does this, or do they do a mixture of the two? Or I would just love to see how it works.
I had thought that too on an episode that me and Elise did, and we talked about what is it? The Alexander O'Neal hearsay. And you know,
that's an incredible album.
That's a dope album, man.
That's an incredible album.
Oh my god,
incredible album.
And when we, you know, on Fake, when he said, "Let me get some of that nasty bass," right? I'm thinking that's Terry. So when we said it on the episode, Jimmy wrote us a long paragraph on how wrong we were, and was like, "Oh nah, I played that. Terry didn't play that." So it was like, oh damn, okay, like, but you know what I mean? So like, I agree with you, Cal. I would like to see, you know, what each of them play, because you don't know what they both can play different shit. So
everything,
it's
because the way that Jimmy got in the time, Jimmy was a drummer initially.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, no, we got a drummer. Morris play the drums, you know, so you need to learn how to play the keyboard, and that's how he got into time.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Porsche, who's a slept-on producer this year?
Oh man. I kind of. This sounds super weird for me to say, but Dr. Dre. I don't know in what other context I would ever say Dr. Dre is slept on in any capacity, but I just feel like in '89 the projects that he did do didn't really get the attention that it may have deserved at the time and beyond even. So I'm comfortably gonna go
see that.
And the crazy thing is I wholeheartedly agree with you. It's not my pick, but I see where you're coming from because no one really, even when we talk about Dre, nobody ever really talks about the D.O.C. album.
Ever.
You hear NWA, you hear the Chronic, you hear Doggy Style, you hear 2001. Like you seldom. So I agree with you. You really that is a place where you could say Dre's kind of slept on because this is a top 3 album, in my opinion, from Dr. Dre, produced by. And nobody talks about it, so I'm not mad at that. My slept on producer was Prince Paul for this year, just for what he did for 3 Feet, what Rel said about what he did for Kane, and I think just Prince Paul in general. Like, I don't think we really talk about Prince Paul enough. I heard Prince Paul's name from Stetson Sonic from the On Fire album, and it was just like, oh, you know, when I'm looking at, I finally get the tape, and I'm like, wow, you mean the cat from Stetson Sonic are doing these beats? Like, yo, that's dope. So I definitely think Chris Paul was a slept-on producer that year, and just a slept-on producer in general. Just because he did so much of just Daylight. Like, it's kind of like, I remember being in '97, me saying, yo, No ID is such a dope producer to me, but all he does is Common. You know what I mean? So it's like he's never really getting his props because it's just Common. So I love the fact that, you know, he branched out and, you know, with Jay and Rick Ross and other people, because it was just like, yo, this dude is an incredible producer, but if you only produce for Common, your name is never going to be mentioned amongst the greats. You know what I mean? So I think it's so dope to see, you know, how his name is being mentioned now. Vern, what about you? Who's a slept-on producer for '89?
Jazzy B from Soul to Soul. we never heard stuff like that, man. That British sound. I mean, it's a little yard, man. A little Brit, you know, all merged in together. And I mean, and here's the crazy thing about that album, is a classic, but they got 2 songs that we really listen to.
Right.
That's the craziest part. Nobody listens to the rest of that damn blue tape. That blue tape is fucking fire.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna say Jazzy B.
Yo, Keep On Moving is one of the songs.
Oh my God.
That I don't care what kind of day I'm having. Like in my teen center, now that we're reopened, I have a whole mixtape of songs that just bring me joy. That I just play all day to keep my spirits lifted while I'm dealing with my wonderful families and children in my community. I need music that keeps me lifted, and Keep On Moving will always bring a smile on my face. Just a beautiful song. Ralph, slept on producer for '89, man.
I agree with Porsche based on the product and the recognition. The product was so good, but the recognition wasn't as high as it should be for such a body of work. So I'm gonna go with Dr. Dre, man. Like when people mention Dr. Dre, they be kind of skipping over that D.O.C. album, bro. Like we don't do it, but a lot of other people do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird to say Dr. Dre slept on, but for that year and what he put out that year, he slept on, in my opinion. So I agree with Porsche. I'm gonna go with Dre.
That's dope. Breck, what about you?
I'm going 45 King. A lot of work. I just don't think people talked about it. Kind of in the same way Rel was saying, as far as just like body of work. But like, okay, yeah, that's what's up. But let's check what's going on over here. I just don't think people looked at it like that. You know, with 45 King. You know,
and he slept on in general.
Yeah,
he is.
You know, you hear his name often, but I don't think people know his body of work. You know, I just feel
I'm wondering if that's because he stuck to his crew. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, will we talk about Premier the way we do if he just solely produced for the Gangstar, or the Gangstar Foundation? Probably not, because that means we're not talking about the stuff he did for Big, for Jay, for Nas, for all the people he did. If he just stuck, and I mean, even if he just did those Gangstar albums, the J. Rue albums, and the Group Home album, that's still an amazing run. But it's all the other stuff that he did for other people, and I don't think Mark really did a lot of that. I mean, we know he did Stand for Eminem, we know he did Hard Knock Life for Jay, but outside of that, it seemed like Mark kind of just stuck with the Flavor Unit. You know what I mean? And outside Latifah, I don't really think any other MCs in the Flavor Unit were really that big. They really didn't make a lot of noise enough for Mark's name to be mentioned a lot. And I don't think a lot of people really do liner notes. Like, I don't think a lot of people, the average person, the average 14-year-old kid back in the day was like, yo, who did Ladies First? You know what I mean? I don't know if the average person was looking, and again, I'm sure somebody watching like, kill, I did too, but I don't know if the average, if the majority of people were opening the credits to see who produced Ladies First or who produced X, Y, and Z. So
here's how you know, Kill. If somebody tell you that, you ask them, did you get your motherfucking cassette tape taken in homeroom? You know that motherfucker is wicked. Motherfucker, you gotta go back to the teacher's desk at the end of the day, and that shit is in her desk, and she looking at you crazy. They're head.
Right. JR, what about you? Slept on producer.
This is crazy. But just like what Rail said, I don't see a lot of people. I'm gonna say Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Because it's like people don't even talk about this back to Black album like that. Like nobody really speaks on it, Black on the Block like that. Nope. So when it comes to like Quincy, everybody today seems to just stay with his Michael stuff.
Really? Yeah.
That's all everybody know, and that's it. But it's like, like Quincy was that dude before he got the Michael, and he was it after. So I'm like, in '89, this Back to Black was like y'all said, like, come on, Secret Garden, one of the best slow jams ever, and it's like Tomorrow, it introduced Kevin.
Man, listen, hey, bro,
you know what I mean?
That song is on my mix that I got, like you said, Kill. When I want to feel better, I hear that song. Yeah, okay, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
Tomorrow's on that. And what's the joint you sent me, Vern?
Optimistic.
Man, don't.
Oh yeah, that's on mine too. Optimistic.
I listen to that every morning.
Put a smile on my face. Yeah, that's just instant. If you don't smile during Optimistic, you're Satan. So just know that I'm not letting you in. If I put on Optimistic and you got a screw face on, get that spirit out of my team. So I got a lot of spirits. I'm dead ass. I believe in spirits. There's a lot of spirits jumping around my teen center right now, and I'm like, get that spirit of confusion up out of here. I don't want you. Go, get that out of here. Yo, I'm dead ass. The spirit of confusion, get it out of here. I'm not doing that.
I agree.
I'm not doing spirit of confusion. I'm not doing the spirit of the complaining spirit. I don't want that spirit nowhere around me.
I don't want no bad spirits playing that record. Like, please.
Right. We may have to do that and just come up with what's our mixtape of songs that make us smile.
Oh, you know what I mean? I'm writing that down.
I got it like 40 right now. So that's
you ain't lying. I got a playlist.
Now you doing Vancouver math. I mean, Vern, we ain't saying there ain't no 40 songs. Vern, like, I got 40 right here for you right now. Now, here's the great thing. We named 2 female MCs as the greatest MCs from 1989. Whose album are you taking in 1989? Life's Eyes on This or Latifah's All Hail the Queen? Porsche?
Let me look at this playlist. Hold on.
I gotta.
My mom gonna be pissed.
Yo, I love all the mumbling. I asked the question. They're like, it's nothing but mumbling going on.
Because now we gotta go read. We gotta look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Light. Eyes on This. But I love All Hail the Queen. I love that album so much. That's a 5 mic album.
What was the Light album?
All Eyes on This, Cha Cha Cha, I Am the Light,
Slave to the Rhythm.
Fittest on this, Slave to the Rhythm is on there.
Rhyme Hangover, Funky Song, that was dope. K-Rock, Please Understand. Ooh, I gotta go Latifah, man.
Yeah, I'm going with Live. If this was Light's first album versus Live, it would have went to Light as a Rock. But this second album with Cappuccino, Stop, Look, and Listen, that was my shit too. Not with a dealer.
And the Jet is out there. Oh man, I was with 11 one to drive.
I'm the Light. I still gotta go. I still gotta go with Live. I'm going with Live. I'm going with Live. So Vern, Live, Porsche, Light. Grell, where you going?
I'm going Queen Latifah.
Yeah. All right. Right.
Jersey all day.
Yeah. JR.
I'm gonna go with Light.
All right. Cool.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with either one. You can't go wrong with either one. It's a Big Daddy thing. Kane's second album versus G-Rap's debut album, Road to the Riches.
I'm gonna go Antonio Hardy.
I double down on Antonio Hardy. For children watching at home, that's Big Daddy Kane. So.
Hey man, ain't it funny to y'all how we know everybody?
They real names. Yeah.
But that tells you something.
Yeah.
It tells you something. We read.
Because somebody at home was like, "Who the fuck is Antonio Hardy?" Like, what he said came to G-Rap, bro. Why are you talking? Who's Antonio?
Bestie.
Porsche, who you got?
Kane.
Rel?
Yeah, if it was a different G-Rap album, maybe I'm gonna go Kane.
Yeah, I'm with Rel. I agree wholeheartedly with what you just said. Kane all day.
JR?
Kane.
All right. 3 Feet High or No One Can Do It Better.
Hey, hold on.
Damn!
You done got Rel to get up twice.
I'm back.
I didn't get Rel. Somebody else got Rel to get up the first time. I didn't get him twice. I think somebody else got Rel to get up.
Okay.
Y'all had me drinking out the bottle.
You got him back.
The bad part is that he got it so close that look, had that man drinking out that bottle of day. Chill. Right out the bottle.
Dang. Oh man. Well. Okay.
Can we plead the fifth on this one? Is there some sort of?
We can't plead the fifth on this one.
All right, Rel.
Is there an American loophole
on
that I
drink
can use
chance.
to not answer this?
It's no American loophole. There's no Vancouver over the border loophole.
All right. So kill. I got him on my wall, and I got him on my shirt. So dang, I gotta go with De La because how groundbreaking that album was.
Okay.
And how important it was, and how game changing it was. That's the only reason.
All right. I'm with De La.
Yeah.
Porsche.
I'm gonna have to go with De La Soul. I'm not mad at that. It's just unfortunate because I spent the whole entire show talking about how underrated
Right.
and how dope it is, and then now I'm like De La Soul, but I just cannot believe you put them up against each other. Kill. I just can't.
I mean, here's the thing again. We do this all the time. I didn't do this. I'm just always taking notes on what y'all say. You know what I mean? And those were the 2 top albums. You know, it was Light, Latifah, y'all named 2.
Offhand or some shit?
You couldn't have put it up against third base, man.
Like, come on.
He did that on the 89 joint.
Yeah, he did.
It'd be too easy. It'd be too easy. Bro, what you got? 3 feet of D.O.C.
Kill, you a wild boy.
Again, here's the wild part. All I do is take notes. All I did was take notes. I'm not wild. Y'all the ones who said these were the 2 best albums from 1989.
You like an evil scientist, man. Because of the importance of the album, I'm gonna go De La.
Yeah. All right. Rec, what about you?
Man, damn.
But I understand rap. I get it. I get the name.
Oh man.
I get it. The size.
I have some serious memories, Porsche, with both of those albums. Like, they were heavy staples in my life at 11 years old.
Dang, y'all young, man.
And Kill want to do this.
Right, Vern? Every time I'm like, God damn, we old. But that's a blessing. That's a blessing. I didn't think I was going to live past 18, so I'm good with 47.
Kill want to do this to me today.
Come on, Mark Jackson. Who you passing the rock to, man?
True Goy, man.
Yeah. All right. There you go. JR?
De La.
Okay. There you go.
This
now again,
because that album is so good.
Right, but here's the great part, y'all. For people who are watching, again, this isn't 88, but 89 was a very dope year. It was a very dope follow-up year. Very dope MCs, D.O.C's album. I mean, again, if you're taking notes, like, yo, you got to start with 3 Feet. You know, then you go to D.O.C., then you go to Light, then you go to Latifah, then you go to Road to the Riches, and you go to It's a Big Daddy thing. Like, we're laying out the blue. We're the GPS. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, here's the GPS. If you want to know about 89, these are the albums to start with. You don't have to do no digging. You don't have to do no Wikipedia shit. Just come right here, and you can see exactly which albums you should listen to first. And here's the great part I love about 89. Listen to those 6 albums and see how the climate changes with each of them. Because none of them are the same. They're all 6 totally different albums from each other. You know what I mean? Even though Light is a female MC and Latifah is a female MC, the albums are totally different. You're going to hear 2 totally different things from them. So that's another dope thing. If I tell you to go listen to Meg Thee Stallion and Lotto, all these songs probably going to sound the same. You know, I don't know. I said probably because I haven't listened to them. But I know they both talk about sex all the time. So you probably won't see too much of a difference between the 2. Whereas with Light and Latifah, even though they're both dope female MCs, they're 2 different albums. D.O.C. and 3 Feet High. Dope 5 mic albums, 2 totally different albums. Even with G-Rap and Kane, both being in the Juice Crew, 2 totally different albums. You know what I mean? So I think that is the dope part about 89. JR, what have you been banging this week, man?
What have I been banging this week? Sam, what's his name? Sam, oh God. What is his name? Sam Sosa. Not, damn, what is his name? I've been bumping him, I can't even think of it. I just got a brain. Honestly, Kill, I was not on some real shit, and people, y'all probably gonna laugh, but I have been bumping to Myron. I have.
There you go. You want to know why? Boy, Karen, you listening to me, Karen? You want to know why? Because Myron, it's a good damn album.
It is. And I always have you with it, but nobody be hearing me because we all be laughing at you. But
and here's the wild part. You talk about Myron's album cover. Look at Special Ed's second album cover, Legal. Just everybody who ain't never seen it, go Google it. It ain't like it's the thoroughest album cover in the world. It's kind of suspect, truth be told. Y'all making fun of Myron laying on the bed. Go Google Legal by Special Ed and see his album cover. Ain't nobody make fun of that nigga, but you know, nigga laying in the bed. There you go, Rel. Thank you, Rel. Thank you. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go. Well, thank you, JR, for banging Myron. It's a dope album.
And then Confessions for Usher, since I was rocking to that. Mm-hmm. And then
what's your favorite joint on Usher?
That's What It's Made For.
Okay.
And then
I see Rel got memories of that. That nigga said, those some strip club memories right there. That's either some strip club or some ass memories right there. Because that nigga said, that's what it's made for. Yep, yes sir, that is what it's made for.
And then the last one I've been bumping is Fight Forever.
Okay. I still gotta listen to that album. I gotta dig into that album.
Amen.
The onions will start, yo. I'm telling you, the allergies, yo. But I like it. It's dope.
All right, dope. Rack, I know you're DJing, but what have you been listening to this week?
So I just plugged into something new, man. It's Clyde Guevara and DJ Drama mixtape. It's a Gangsta Girls tape.
Who's Clyde Guevara?
Bro, I I just happened to be clicking buttons on my phone, and I hit play on some shit, and I was like, "Yo, this shit is fire."
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a dope mixtape. It's called 486 Columbia Street. I think he's from Brooklyn.
Okay.
I was pleasantly surprised to the point where I had to actually hit him up on Instagram, like, "Yo, bro, this is a dope project."
And you said his name is Clyde. What?
Clyde Rivera, like Che Guevara. Just type in "Gangster Grills" with DJ Drama. It'll pop up. It's a newer tape.
Right.
It just came out. It's
All
not
right.
bad. It's not bad. What else have I been banging this week? Blank Face, Schoolboy Q's joint. I've been. I checked out the Fife joint. I had some onions. Definitely is an emotional album. You don't feel that. I think. Actually, I take that back. I've been banging Steve Spacek for the last couple of days, man.
Who's that?
Works with Dilla. Come on, man. Dollar. Let the dollar circulate. Let the dollar circulate.
Yeah, I know that joint, but Steve, he an MC or something?
Nah, he's a singer. He's the one that actually sung on that song. That's not a beat. That's a song.
But he sampled Dollar Circulate is Billy Paul, so he do this singing over it, or
So Dilla made the beat. You know the beat, how it sounds.
right?
He made the beat for Steve Spacek. The song is called.
Okay.
The song is called Dollar.
Okay,
So I've been banging some of his stuff. Just some left field stuff.
all right.
Some Benny. Some Benny. Some what's the other cat? Machine. I've been on all over the place this week.
All right, Rel, what you been banging, brother?
I haven't listened to a lot of hip hop because I'm writing myself, so I don't want to
Right.
So I listen to the Black Radio 3 John though.
I still got to tap into that. I got to listen to that tonight. Robert Glasper's new
Robert
album.
Glasper. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Still got to tap into that.
Hey, it's dope, Rick.
My guy might be on there, Derek Hodge.
Yeah, I'm sure he's playing bass. Yeah.
He gotta be.
Yeah.
Hey, and PJ Morton put his foot in the song. Him and Lettucey, Rick. You gotta check it out.
That song.
Lettucey?
Oh,
That song.
forever.
But yeah, that song is crazy.
You gotta do say Lettucey. You good?
I got a little R&B mix I'll be listening to. We got different people on there. Case on there, of course. Donnell Jones, Tracy Spencer.
Okay. You going with some tender kisses?
Tender
I see you play
kisses.
boy.
Snow Allegra, K.
No dirty Mac. I like it.
Oh, Snow Allegra, yeah.
Yeah. So I've been in my R&B bag because, you know what I'm saying, I'm writing myself, so I don't want to,
Right.
I like
get influenced.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel you. Porsche, what you been banging?
I have been banging Tracy Lee's Glory album, a mere 21 grams worth its weight in soul, Tana Talk 4, If Cocaine Could Talk 7, L's Eyes. Man, I have the best playlist ever, I swear. I love my music.
You don't think you're a little biased?
I need to go listen to them again. So yeah, super super dope. And I did, and I do have Vice Forever in my rotation as well. So
Yeah. I got through it, Portia, after you talked about it. I got through it today.
nice.
And Vern, what you got?
All right. I listened to that Fife album one time. It's kind of sad, melancholy for me. So it's a good album, but I won't be running it. Yeah. D.O.C. JR, because of him, bro. I did not realize how many joints Mary have, bro. Them albums are stupid. I mean, we all no.
Look, if I'm looking at you like that, come on,
bro. No, this is what I'm saying. You all know the hits, but I'm talking about. I went back and listened to the album.
Yeah,
Man, them albums are stupid. So I've been on that. Some Camp Low, Diana Ross, ironically. So if y'all ever watch my Instagram stuff, I'm gonna I say mortgage music motivation. So the couple that I just closed today, the last name is the Goings.
You mean the people that you held at gunpoint to close today? That couple?
Knife.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So I was like, Goings, do you know where you're going to? So I listened to that. And LaShawn Pace died this week. Rest in peace.
Yes.
So I've been
Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah. So I've been on some Pace sister stuff, man.
Yes.
There you go.
And then today I was rocking Alex Isley. I listen to her every day, some kind of way.
Fire.
And I love how iTunes now, when your stuff stops, they put on similar stuff. JR sent you one of the songs today.
I just wanted to tell you, I listened to it home with you. Yes.
Man, that girl, bro, I listened to that whole album. And
Who
then she got
is
another.
she with? Like,
I don't know. Her name
What's
is
her name?
Marie Dahlstrom. DAHLSTROM. And the O got a line in it. Bruh, she got to be Tina Marie's great granddaughter or something.
Which you said her name was?
Marie Dahlstrom. MARIE DAHLSTROM.
Okay.
Man, bruh.
Okay.
The album I listened to today is called Like Sand. It came out
Like Sand, yes.
Yeah. That bruh, every song I was like, okay, I'm waiting on a song not to be good.
You was waiting for the skip.
and I ain't heard one. Bruh, she's Blue Eyed Soul for real. And her tone is dope.
That's what I like.
Yeah. Her tone is dope. And I just realized she put out another album in 21, so I'm gonna check that one out. I'm gonna go listen to her whole catalog. But yeah, that's a jewel, and that's why I sent it to you, JR, because I'm like, I know you had heard something, but
I ain't heard of her. That's why, and I forgot to tell you that when we got on here, I was just like, yo, I'm gonna tell Vern I listened to the joint. I'm like,
yeah,
is this shit? So you know the research has started. So I'm on it. I'm on it.
I mean, if you look at her picture, you like, that comes out of that.
Right. You be like,
Well, let's not say a young lady is a that. So
no,
I mean,
no, I didn't mean.
We gotta be cultural. We gotta. Okay,
yeah,
you know, JR.
Right,
we gotta play the game. We gotta play the game.
You wouldn't think that vocal. You wouldn't look at her and think her voice.
The vocals can come out of her. That's all.
What you get. Right.
Right. For me, I'm banging Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels, the deluxe version. Because some of the songs that didn't make the album, BPW, like, nigga, hurts me so good.
That
Roster,
is R&B joint right there.
yeah, like, yo. So the deluxe version is crazy. I've been still banging the Benny. I'm still banging the Shindellas. Like, JR put me on the Shindellas, and I don't think a day goes by when I don't listen to Volcano Love. Like, every week when I do this, I'm gonna just keep going back to Volcano Love and how incredible it is. And I was banging the Love Is the New Black by Anthony Hamilton. I had to go back to that joint because I still love that. And the reason why I do this every week is because people are always saying, kill what you're listening to. And, you know, I think I have a nice palette of music, but when we get all six of us together, I think people are going to be able to get put on to so much different music and different things like that. And I do this because I was told this story one time a couple of years ago. One of my young people got at me on Twitter and was like, yo, Kill, you said you like Chance the Rapper, but then you like Benny the Butcher. How do you do that? And I was like, nigga, just like who you like. You know what I mean? But I understand with this generation, they're not forced to listen to any music. They have all the choices in the world. See, our generation, we didn't have choices. I put on Friday night videos and I had to watch Men at Work. I had to watch the Rhythmics. I had to watch Duran Duran. And I didn't want to see none of them. I just wanted to see Run DMC's Walk This Way video or the Beastie Boys, you know, She's Crafty video. It's not She's Crafty. What was their video? Fight for Your Right to Party video. Mm-hmm. But in listening to all that, I fell in love with all those other groups. This generation, y'all don't have to sit through anything you don't want to. So all you do is go to what you want. So the question kind of threw me at first. Is like, yo, how do you like Lenny Kravitz, but then you also still like Conway the Machine? And it's like, nigga, diversify your funds, nigga. Like, listen to different things. Like, don't just listen to Conway and Griselda and Rock Marciano. Like, there's so much other music to listen to. So the beautiful thing I feel like about this show is that if you watch us, you kind of, you know, you grow with us, you fuck with us, you understand that we know what we're talking about music. So prayerfully, if we give you some different people, you know, you can kind of open up your palette. And real quick, the craziest thing I heard on Twitter this week, Porsche, I don't know if we want to, maybe we do that. The shit kill started once a month on Twitter Spaces. Someone told me that Pusha T was basic.
Wait, say that again?
Someone tweeted to me and told me that Pusha T was basic and that Benny the Butcher is better.
Hey, Kill. Maybe they
follows you, yo?
Yeah. You remember, like in the '90s when everything was an acronym. So he might have said basic, but meant ballistic. Right. You ain't never lied. Aspirational. Right.
You know, and again,
I know that's right, Brad.
and again, I never diss anybody's opinion. That's cool. You may think Pusha T is basic. Let me take a second to explain to you why I don't think he's basic. Because he's been rapping about the same shit for 25 years, and I still can't wait. I don't think there's another MC that I can say has been rapping for 25 years, period, that I'm still excited to hear new music from. I definitely can't tell you that there's an MC who's rapping about the same shit for 25 years and who I will get mad if he stops rapping about the same shit. Like, if somebody told me Pusha is not rapping about Coke on this album, I just am probably going to sink in my chair. Like, well, then what are we going to hear him talk about then? Because that's all I care about. You know, Rec, you can't stay woke. You can't. It's impossible. So, but yeah, so Pusha T is basic.
I just want to add, I just finished reading the Dilettante book. I have never cried this hard in a book before for a lot of reasons. I don't know. I keep asking people, I'm like, have you read Dilettante? Did you cry? Like, did you actually cry with like tissue? And they're like, I teared up a bit. Like, it was a little emotional. I was like losing it on some chapters and throughout. And I just, if you haven't read the book, please get it. Make sure you're getting it from like Barnes & Noble, a reliable source, or right from Dan Charnas' website. That book is so good, so well written. And it just makes you appreciate Dillette. I can't wait till we do the book club on it in a couple weeks. So
I'll say this: when we do the show, I think you all will be very surprised at some of my feedback about this book. I will say that, and you all know how high in regard I hold Dilla. I think people will be very shocked about some of the things I share about this book.
Wow,
but yeah. What's up, Vern?
Back to your original other point, you were talking about expanding your musical talent palette. Y'all all seen that movie? I Think I Love My Wife, right?
Yeah.
Watch the last.
Nigga is. Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to. Yes. Don't have nigga ears, man. Open up. I was listening to Steely Dan today, America, some Mike McDonald. It's so much. That's the exact song I was listening to today, Rick. Some Kenny Loggins. Man, it's so much dope music out here. And here's the thing. Especially if you're an MC, if you listen to all these different things, it's gonna make you be a doper MC because you have more things to pull from. It's like, okay, if you're an artist and you got 3 crayons and I got 64, who's gonna have a better picture? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I concur. And I know Vern does it. I'm sure Rec does it as a father. It's about giving your kids different music to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you, one of Nay's friend's mom dropped her back off and she was like, what the hell is up with your daughter? She knows all my music. Like, she knows Aaliyah. She knows, and I'm like, yeah, she grew up with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, go down the rabbit hole with your kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, literally, me and they were watching the Memphis Gonzaga game, and I was like, yo, that's Penny Hardaway. Well, who's Penny Hardaway? He's the coach. But at one time and point, he was the baddest nigga fucking playing the game of basketball. Word? Well, what happened? Then that happened. And then I'm like, matter of fact, you love phones. This is the person who did. Those were his sneakers. Like, that's his logo. And it's like, this is how you could teach your kids. And it just started off with a Memphis Gonzaga game, which is not a huge game, but it went down the rabbit hole. The game is over. Yo, let's go look at Penny Hardaway's highlights. Then we just going down YouTube. How did the foams get made? And just going down like that. And I'm like, with Gonzaga, you got John Stockton, this white boy who was nice. I said, Dad, he was a white boy, he was nice. Yo, Stockton was a monster. Hated the nigga. But yo, he's a problem. Like, so this is how you go down the rabbit hole. It just started with a Memphis Gonzaga game, and it turned into a whole entire day of schooling Naomi to Penny Hardaway and John Stockton. Like, find ways to watch something with your kids and begin to teach them and begin to give them the background, because I'm sure Naomi's probably the only kid in her school who knows who Penny Hardaway is, that the foams, and to this day, Breck, you probably seen that move. There's a move that Penny Hardaway has done that I've never seen done before in the history of basketball.
Oh, that hand
around one hand spin step back.
Exactly. Yeah. I have never seen anyone in the history of the league do that move. So again, this is how y'all got to do. Y'all know, if you've been to the crib, it's a hip hop museum in here. My newest piece to the hip hop museum, this Artifacts train right here. This Tame One.
Oh,
wrong side of the tracks with Elder Sensei. Artifacts right there.
Oh,
I posted this today. My love language is graph. If people may think it's hip hop, MCing or DJ. My love language of hip hop is graph. I buy 100 of these trains if there's graph on them. This is what I miss the most about hip hop. So it's the newest piece to the hip hop museum right there. Elder Sensei, Artifacts. Vern, where can they get at you so you can rob them real quick before they buy a house? I'm all jokes aside, y'all. All jokes aside. He's not gonna rob you.
I ain't gonna rob you no more. No, but
no more.
On Instagram at Read the Loan Closer. Get at me if you're trying to buy in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama. On Twitter, VChandler10.
All right, JR, give him everything, good brother.
JR Brother Soul on Instagram. The R&B Representatives on Instagram. R&B Reps on Twitter. Catch that every Sunday, and this will be out on Monday. So our new episode, we did How Melvin and the Blue Notes, The Love I Lost, and Patti LaBelle's Kiss Away the Pain. We talking to two people that did that, and it's a dope episode. And then the one after that is coming out, which will be Catch That with Brian Alexander Morgan, and we talked about the Extensions of a Man by Donny Hathaway.
Hey man, Brian Alexander
Morgan is SWV. Right?
SWV, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I love listening to that brother talk and tell stories, man.
Oh my God, man, the stories that he tells, you want to listen to him. Like, he's dope. So yeah,
dope. Shameless plug for JR and Elisa's show. I really want to talk about the importance of it. You know what I mean? The importance of shows where you walk away and you learn something, and that's something that him and Elise do. Is something that I think we all have to take a second out of our day to do. If we say we love music as much as we say we do, take an hour out your day, take the headphones off, not off with the music, but just throw on a show where you're learning. You know, take a minute to learn something more about the music. And I think that their show and the stuff that the R&B reps are doing is so important for being able to do the same thing that I'm trying to do with hip hop through Apartment 5B. Poor someone tweeted as today, like, yo, I gotta have my pen and paper out when I'm watching Apartment 5B.
That was so dope.
It's like, that right there, I don't need 10,000 viewers. I want them, don't get it twisted, I would love it. But just being able, because that was my goal. My goal was just something. What's that, Vern?
Hey, this is the R&B Representatives pen you could put on. One of them is Elise.
I apologize. I didn't get a pen. I was on the show.
No, I bought
it. He brought it.
I was about to say, okay, now hold tight, my nigga. Now, I didn't check my mailbox in JR, but let's prayerfully hope. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all sell shit? I don't even know you sell shit. Where do you sell shit at?
At our website that I say on every show.
I didn't hear it. When did you just say it?
So this is the one time I missed saying rnbreps.com. The one time I missed, you don't hear it. But every other show I have said it.
here's the thing, JR. Here's the thing. And I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Come on, give us
No. Every week I say well-made-beats-for-food.com. I don't think anybody goes to it. But if I'm saying I'm selling shit on there, go to it. That's different. You say it, but you're not like, go to the website and buy our t-shirts, our pins, and our hats. Like, you got to put that comma on.
Merch.
I'm sorry, I'm old. Tell me what you're selling to me. Like, don't tell me I got red caps, nigga. This is crack. This is Reagan era crack right here.
Got that WMD right there.
Right. I am a specific person. Tell me you had like JR, like, yo, I got that shit if you need it. I got, nigga, I'm 47 years old. What do you have? What do you have? What are you selling me, nigga? Like, be very specific.
We got our shirts, we got the shirts, we got the buttons then now but that's right now. We just got the shirt and the buttons right now.
Okay. I need you to say that for us old people who need specifics on what kind of drugs we're buying, okay?
And then you need to come back on the show too, sir.
Well, that's anytime I can come. Well, you doing that after Vern done got the pins and I ain't getting no pins. That's why I'm getting invited back, but it's okay. I understand. Just be very specific. This is the thing, there. I'm good at marketing. You have to market different ways for different people. My generation, you have to be very specific. Don't say you got merch. I need to know what merch you got. So we have pins, like I got weed, I got crack, and I got heroin. That's what I'm selling. Okay? That's what I have on me right now. Because here's the thing, JR. If I know what you got and it ain't what I want, I don't have to go. You see what I'm saying? See, the new generation, y'all young. Y'all walk down the block to see what the crack man got and buy what you don't got it. You walk back in the house. You walk to another corner. I'm old. I'm walking to one corner and that's it. And then I'm going back in the house. So I need to know what kind of drugs you have so I can buy them and go back in the house and smoke them. Okay? We're old, JR.
JR, next time you on here, just say, got that WMD right there.
Okay. That's all you gotta do. You talk. See, y'all 30-year-olds talk a different language than us. I'm almost 50, my nigga. We don't do walking and talking all the time. You better get in and get out. You know what I mean? And you sleeping. I didn't even know you had. Don't tell me you got merch. What do you have, JR? Tell us specifically what radio stations you on. Don't be like I'm on the radio. I say it every week. What stations are you on? Right. What stations are you on? Alright, Rel. What do you have on your website to sell? Very specific, Rel. You got t-shirts. See, I know what Rel got. It's in and out.
You know what?
I don't know if you got hats, JR. You got you got earpods, you got ear cases, you got a Magic Mouse with the R&B reps on it.
Where you go, Rel? What are you selling, yo?
Uptown Rel 215 on the Gram and JDad 215 on Twitter, man.
You see, Vern very specific. I sell houses in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Atlanta. That nigga ain't talking about I got merch. I sell houses. Vern, like, that's you. Vern, like, I sell houses. Nigga, just find me. I don't know. Maybe I'm in your city. Maybe I'm not. No, he's very specific. He's like, I'm in Atlanta. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in South Carolina. We know exactly where to go. If I want to buy a house in Delaware, I don't call Vern because he don't do Delaware yet. This old people. You need to learn how old people think. We old. We slow.
JR, get that nigga a pen on the house.
Of course you're gonna say something, he's gonna bring it back again. Like why?
Hey,
no, I'm not.
And he said, you know what? I got something for you.
It's not. Portia, where can they get at you and you don't like Drake?
And be specific, please.
I don't like Drake. And you find me on Twitter at @SherjayLaPorsche. I don't sell anything at all. That's a specific thing. I don't.
And she doesn't like niggas who wear fake lace front cornrows. So don't do that thing either. Don't do the fake lace front cornrows either. Don't do that. Y'all already know what it is with me. Kill 889. We'll make beats for food. I have nothing for sale. I'm gonna come to you, right? I didn't forget you. I'm glad you got yourself together with composure. But I don't sell anything. You go to the website. It's just shit that I do. That's it. Right. What about you? What radio stations are you at, and what markets?
Oh shit, man. So I'm in the Nashville, Tennessee market. K102. I do the Thursday throwback mix at 7. I'm on mixshowradio.com. I do the foundation at 9 a.m. That's the only slot I could get, so it is what it is. If you fuck with it, fuck with it. Twitch. I'm on Twitch.
I was just about to say. Yo, them niggas wanted me. I had to sign up for Twitch. Them niggas wanted me to get my blood type to get a damn account on Twitch. These niggas asked me like 50 million different questions. I'm like, God, what else do you want? What else do you want from me, nigga? Like, but congrats on that too.
But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all came through and supported like Girl Scout cookies, man. I love it. I appreciate y'all, man. Twitch is Sundays, 7 Central Time. I normally post if I got to change the time, but this weekend I'll put a schedule up, and I'm gonna stick to that schedule for the next couple of weeks. I'll change it as I need to. Instagram DJ Rec 1NE. Twitter is at DJ Rec 1. The number all caps. Follow me there. Mixcloud at DJ Rec 1NE. All my mixes are up for download and consumption.
Rec, just a quick recognition for you. I want to say when we met, you weren't on the radio.
I wasn't on shit. I wasn't on shit.
And y'all been here so long. I've lost track of years, months, weeks, or whatever. It's so proud and it's so good to hear you on so many stations and so many different markets, and just to see where you've grown and just been able to do great things, man. So I'm proud of you, man. I love hearing the success stories, man. I love it. Real quick before we go, the Pusha T diss song to McDonald's. Do y'all think
I haven't heard it.
Do y'all think okay, Grell, have you heard the Pusha T diss song?
I have heard it, yeah.
Do we think, somebody said, I think McDonald's is gonna get Benny to do a diss song back to Arby's. Do you think we are gonna get a fast food diss war going? Because Pusha came for the fillet of fish's head. He came for their neck.
He got the fillet of fish out of there.
He came for the fillet of fish's neck.
Listen, y'all get a minute, check your IG. I sent y'all the McDonald's Ronald McDonald diss.
Okay.
Oh, McDonald's already got a diss out?
Funny. But it's funny as fuck.
Yes, it is.
I sent it earlier today.
Tell Ronald to be careful. I don't know if he's gonna go as low as Push gonna go. That's what happened to Drake.
Yeah. I mean, Push made that nigga be a father to his child, nigga. So Push him mess around, fuck around, get McDonald's to get their ice cream machine to work every week again. So we don't know what Push is capable of. Like, if you could make a nigga claim his child, we may just be able to get the damn ice cream machine working every week. I will check y'all next week, good people.
Proceed.